The laboratory, Escobar was slowly stirring back into consciousness. The noise that was dragging him back to alertness was the muffled sound of hammering coming from the other side of a large laboratory doors. They were proving much harder to break down. Escobar listened to the noise momentarily, wondering what could be going on, and the voice of Mordaunt, a tiny distant hollering in his ear, registered, and he gave it his full attention, straining to hear of what was being said.
"Get to the trap spotter!"
It cried. "Our plan is in danger of being uncovered." Escobar noted the two guards lying close by him were slowly stirring into life, and also that some strange box with police written on its side appeared in the laboratory. Suddenly he had an inkling of what might be going on. This was something to do with the doctor that Mordaunt had mentioned, but the guard nearest him opened his eyes groggily. By now, the door was starting to give way in the face of a concerned attack, and Escobar knew what this might have meant. He then looked at the police box.
"We must stop them."
In an evil aspect, and thinking of something of what he saw the tortoise, he said in his words, well, the Amilion ship. And as led away to Escobar gloated at the surprise, the choice of his own words. He obviously then had himself thinking of the story, the hook, the line and sinker, remembering that the enemy was inside the ship, thinking it was one of the Ameliorons. And with luck, war with Ameliera would soon be declared.
"I would say undoubtedly not Amilera, but if Escobar has his way, war will be declared, and your fellow continent will soon be attacked."
Ravlos was applauded at the thought, and his words succinctly explained for reasons why.
"But, Doctor, they don't want to be expecting it. Thousands of innocent people would die. The Ameliorons of both countries contain weapons of unbelievable ferocity."
The doctor viewed the screen for a few seconds more before turning to look at Ravlos, to whom he spoke in a voice of almost tinged with jollity.
"Then we must go and warn them, mustn't we?" "No, not us. Don't you see our presence would be in a breach of truce?"
Then he realized how sharply had spoken.
"I'm sorry, Doctor."
Ravlos clarified the position with a few well-chosen words. Tyrell is right. Our presence could indeed start the war, and we are trying to avoid it. The doctor then responded yet again in the same cheery mood.
"Then it would be rather indeed foolish for you both to travel with me. Well, I know that I am going to sue all Ravlos and Kyrella, but they haven't got a chance of succeeding that war just yet. And I'll soon put it to an end.
The doctor watched Ravlos and Kyrella viewing the screen and listening in discussion that was taking place with Esquivel and Abitan intently, and he sensed that there was more import of exchange than he had appreciated. It was apparently no longer simply trying to force an entrance to the TARDIS, and the greater issues were obviously at stake. But what were they?